Bob Cigar Guy here, and this tackle box is freaking amazing, right? This thing. Okay, so I did a video on the unboxing of the Freestyle Live kit. I'm not going to do that now. All right, I'm not going to tell you how amazing the tackle box is, where it has that flip up, where it's sealed, where you can keep your cutters and lighters in there, where it doesn't get over humidified, right? I'm not going to tell you about the dog tag and dog tag chain. I'm not. I'm not going to tell you about this Pistola Pro or Pistola lighter that is freaking amazing and fantastic. I'm not going to talk about all that. I'm not going to talk about, you could probably put 15 cigars in here, at least 10. And this thing is, no, I won't talk about it. What I will talk about is this box right here. This is the Freestyle Live kit. This is a sweetened tip, Connecticut shade, Dominican spirited cigar. That's right. It's got the passion, the love, the tobacco of the Dominican running around. It is a way to showcase Drew Estate's iteration of that Dominican tobacco, right? It is going to be something, as Drew Estate said, the founder, Jonathan Drew, said. I've got it up here on ShvedderReport.com. Their freshman entrance in Dominican cigar space, doing it the Drew Estate way, right? So they're going to put sweetened cap on it. Interesting. It says their regular sweetened cap, but I know their sweetened cap is different for different cigars. Like, you taste the Deadwood series, you taste the Plush, you taste the Acid Red, you taste the Toast. You're going to get a different type of sweetness on each one of those caps. And I can tell you that it's not just a cigar that imparts that flavor, because I have pulled out 4 or 5 cigars and licked them all. All right, I didn't do it on video. Quit looking at me like that. You can. I can't see you. So, in the box. By the way, you can get this kit right now, $40. You'll have to search your purveyors. You'll have to search online, because if I tell you, I would get smashed by the people at YouTube. It's going to come with a Boviti pack. Love the Boviti pack. Say the Boviti pack when you send people cigars because you love them. Throw that little Boviti pack in there. Look like you've done a little extra. You didn't have to pay for it, right? That's kind of nice. The Freestyle Live kit is 40 bones. So you can get you one, try you one. And so we have 4 different Vitolas. We got the big boy right here. We got the middle boy right here. We got the taller boy right here. And then we got the itty bitty baby boy. We got the itty bitty baby boy, right? We got all 4 of them right here, one for everybody. I think I'm going to do the middle dude, the shorter of the middle. I feel like that seems like the thing to do. Let me put these back in this box. Let me throw that Boviti pack back in there. Let me seal her up, because if I don't do it, it'll sit on my desk. It will. I ain't gonna lie to you. So it's a sweetened cap. We know that. It's a Connecticut shade, and by looking at it real quick through the cellophane, and I did look at it real quick. I haven't opened it up till just now with you. Probably was a stupid thing. I probably should have looked before I leaped, but I don't. It looks like a very thin Connecticut shade wrapper. All right. It's got an aged robustness to it. Some tobacco smells to me like aged, robust tobacco. The blend in the foot, you can see there's some darks in there, right? There's a little light right up in there in the bottom part, and then there's mainly medium filler. One of the things that I do know is that most blends that have a light wrapper, all right, more people buy lighter wrapper cigars than any other type of cigars. You're just going for a golfing outing, something like that, or a guy's night. They usually don't smoke cigars, and so they just want to smoke cigars because they're with their friends. They want to be cool, or they want to be smarter, because if you want to be smarter, you smoke cigars. Anyway, usually it's a lighter filler. It's got a lot less aggression to it. Usually. Now, I mean, let's talk about the Shade to Black, the Drew Estate Metallica cigar. Oh my God, look at that thing. That thing lights from space. Love it. Freaking love it. That double jet right there comes to pinpoint accuracy. Look, I have this thing way back here, and you can see it is lighting this thing up, and it is so accurate that even I am not burning the fool up the side of this Connecticut Shade wrapper. Oh my gosh. This is the reason why when Chief and I decided to make our first gear, branded gear, let that go out. It takes a second sometimes, especially when it's on high, and close it. We got our first gear. That's the reason why we use that lighter. We just fell in love with that lighter, and the price point is not that expensive. It's a smoky beast. Draw is extremely in that sweet spot. It's got a little tug, but it's not tight at all, and it definitely is not loose. The cap is, all right, the only word I can think of, and I don't know why it's coming up in my mind, is sublime. It is not sugar forward. It is not sweet forward. The cap. It has a sugar to it, but it's not. It's very subtle. It's very subtle. It is. I keep getting this cigar is putting off so much smoke. It's running up my nostrils while I got it sitting down here. I need to move it. The blend is interesting. I see why they put. I can understand why they put the sweetened cap. All right, I'm not in any meetings with Drew Estate. God dog it. Hang on. I'm kicking the camera and everything. I had to put the vent on. This thing is smoking me out of the house. All right. Holy smokes. If you like a full mouthful of smoke, yeah, laser burn. It did not go to production early. That mascara line is tight and tiny. So that's better. Gah. So I don't sit in any meetings. I'm not involved in any of this. I am just Bob. Just me. But being around those people through different events and sitting and watching and learning, I've kind of started to figure out some of the mindset. And I believe when they sat down and decided, because they are very intentional about their blends and their branding. They are very, very, very intentional. They say, we have these in the portfolio. What do we need to fill the gap? What do we need? How do we reach more people? What is the thing that needs to be done? And then they create something to fill that void. And I think this is a void filler. It makes sense. But they sat down and they said, okay, it needs to be the Drew Estate way. and we need to do a shade cigar, it doesn't need to be a punch in the face powerhouse. It needs to be traditional adjacent. It needs to be lighter. It needs to be approachable for new cigar smokers. But it needs to be engaging enough for the veterans. We want to hit that sweet spot between the both, where both people will say, you know what, I would grab that. Both groups. And I think they did that. Because there's a slight aggression, not much, but there is a grit and gravel black pepper rolling around that you usually don't see in shade. Now, there's been past couple years, there's been a trend where you put a light wrapper on a dark cigar. I don't like it. If you want to get that toasty creamy out of the lighter tobacco, put it in the blend. Wrap it dark so that some newbie doesn't grab your cigar thinking it's going to be a light cigar and they're having a hard time smoking it. It muddies the water to me, but what do I know? I don't make cigars. Well, that has been the trend. This is not within that trend. This is separate. This has a little aggression, a little bit of black pepper, a little bit of minerality turned earth, a little bit grit and gravel. But there's also some creamy toasty. There's also some barrel char. And most of those flavors I gave you, there's a little leathers to it. No. Yeah, raisins maybe. But it is that profile forward. And so I said, this is all we want. This is what we were looking for. This is what our target is, but it's missing something. It needs something else. It needs that next level Drew Estate, because everything is next level at Drew Estate. They can't, even if they do the best thing in the whole wide world, the next one's got to be better than the last one. That is their mindset. Facts. You don't believe me? Sit down and talk with an enfant, Joshua K, Christine, Jonathan Drew, Willie Herrera. You sit down and talk with those fellers and lady, Isola. You sit down and you talk with them, and you'll see. You'll see that mindset. It's part of the DNA. But they said, okay, that gave us everything we wanted, but we're missing something. We want something else. How do we next level it? And I think that's when they pulled in the sweetness of the glue. And they said, we don't want it to be an oversweet cigar. We don't want to make it look like it's compensating one to the other. We just want that little lingering flavor in the finish. We want that little taste on the lips to just leave you with a little bit of sweetness. And it does. If I was doing a blind tasting, like I couldn't see the cigar, I don't know if at first I would consider it to be a Connecticut shade wrapper. But I would not think it to be a dark. It would confuse me, I think, because it's not as heavy as a Habano. It's definitely not as heavy as a Maduro. But it's that blend lends to more than just a Connecticut shade blend. So I'll be interested to find out the story behind this. I'll be interested to find out more about the blend. I will. So I know you're asking yourself this very, very important question, extremely important question, the question that could change your life. That question is, does Bob the Cigar Guy like it? That question should not matter to you one lick a bit. Because cigar smoking is about you. It's about you and that cigar. You will never get the same experience as anybody else when you smoke a cigar. So it should be about you. But do I like it? I do. I do. It it's gonna go well with coffee. It's gonna go well with Dr. Pepper. I can see it go well with bourbon. I can see it be a morning cigar. I could see it be a late night cigar. I could see it be a cigar that I would put in my humidor to bring and share with friends who said I've smoked 5 or 6 cigars. I'd like to try another cigar. I might put this in their hands and say, hey, give this a try. And then if you like that, let's look at some other stuff. So, how do you get it? Well, you can do all the Google searches, type it in, this and that, or you can make your life easy and go to ChevetteReport.com, and you can look at the write-up by Chief and the press release by Drew Estate on this cigar, ChevetteReport.com. You also get to see tons and tons and tons of different press releases. While you're there, might as well just throw in your email address and subscribe. You're not going to get spammed. You're not going to get sold. You're not going to get this and that. But you'll be updated on all new stuff coming out. Press releases coming hot and heavy, especially around this time of year because PCA is here. So you'll be able to know before most people do. And how cool is that? Right? Right. So that's it. It's been 16 minutes. I'll see you later. I love the tackle box. I love the swag. The lighter's banging. The cigar? Nah, that thing is good. It's good. I'm interested to try the different Vitolas and see how they fare differently. Especially that little thin one. Because it's going to be a lot less wrapper to binder filler. So I bet it's going to be a little spicier. I bet the big boy is going to be a little creamier. Be interesting to see. So I'll see you later. If you try one, leave me a comment. Let me know what you think. I'd love to know. Love you. Later, Tater.